Hello, my friends. I gotta tell you something. When you're healing or just meeting yourself, you need to accept your dark side. You gotta love the darkness, your darker nature. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, I grew up in a very chronically stressful environment, let's just say. And I feel like when people who also go through those situations, or they're in situations where, all the relationships are dysfunctional, all the situations are toxic, all that kind of stuff, you're probably really used to people bashing you and saying, oh, well, you're so ungrateful because you're speaking up for your boundaries. Or you just want to create problems because you're, pointing out inconsistencies in people's behaviors. Or you're so sensitive because you're not happy with how you're being treated or the breadcrumbing that you're receiving, right? People that want to keep using us or abusing us will villainize us. They will demonize us, and they will say these very realistic, very normal, very valid reactions are not okay. They're going to say that that's evil, it's a dark side to you, it's not, what are ya, right? No. If that's the case, then embrace your fucking dark side. Get nasty, get evil. If they think that by you sticking up for yourself is the epitome of egregiousness, then be fucking egregious. Here's a perfect example. Years ago, when I was in my 20s, I had to move back in with my grandparents. And my grandparents are, problematic. And they, when they were alive, really enabled their son, my father, in his lifelong addiction and criminal escapades. And it was Christmas time, and I was sleeping in my room, the guest room. I wake up to my fucking father in my room looking through my purse because he just steals things. He has no consequences, no respect for anything, and he just lives in delusional drug addict world. And I'm awake, and first off, I have very, I got a lot of issues with my dad. We are not on good terms, even though we were living, in proximity to each other. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of my room. Get whatever you took, put it back, right? Again, very genuine and very legitimate fucking okay ways to react. I'm waking up to basically a strange man in my bedroom taking my things. So to freak out is valid, right? Because my dad wants to invalidate me and he wants to put me down and put me in the position where I'm unsure to stick up for myself. I'm not confident in confronting him. He's going to want to perpetuate that so he doesn't have to deal with his own shit, So he would, lash out, well, you're always like this, always doing this, little Miss Doom and Gloom. Oh, this is why you're so paranoid. This is why your mother hates you. Here we go again. You're ruining Christmas. This is why I didn't want your grandparents letting you back in the la. And I ended up just started crying. And I'm like, whatever. And my aunt, who came to visit me, or came to visit the family after, being no contact with this family for 10 years, she came into my room and she's like, why is all this yelling? What's happening? And I'm crying and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm ruining your Christmas. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you're not. What happened? And I told her, and she's just like, hey, I validate you. That was the first time in my entire life that anyone said that to me, and it healed a part of me that, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. But back to the meat of this video, you need to embrace your dark side. If people are going to villainize you for sticking up for yourself, for reacting very normally to their dysfunction, then be bad. If they're going to make it seem like you doing that is heinous, then be fucking heinous. Be unreasonable. There's no reason that we should be continuously giving these people this power over us. But I think, especially when you're so imbued with dysfunction, you grew up in chaos, you really want to prove to yourself and just, I think that's a huge part with the disconnect when it comes to dysfunction. It's you want the person who's being mean to you to be nice to you. So I think it feeds into when you hear these people villainize you, you don't want them to think that, so you'll just stop doing what they're saying you're doing. That is the reason everyone hates you. No, my friend, I see you. I see what you have gone through, and I see what you're currently doing to save yourself and heal yourself. And I gotta say, I, for one, am proud of you. I validate everything you're feeling and everything you want to do and say, and how much you want to scream at this person. I get that. I really, really do. So that's why I just want to, embrace this darkness. Embrace it.